the smoking report titled The Man Who Conned Oprah. I want to know where they write.
Most of what they wrote was pretty accurate.
I realize you've known her 20 years. She's actually sort of how you got into this side of the business, right?
That's the way in. If you're going to get in, go with the big O.
So I had called him up and personally apologized to him. I never imagined doing it on television or didn't want to make a big display about it because it wasn't about, now let me apologize.
Oprah Winfrey's cancellation has been a long time coming. From mistreating guests to promoting frauds, here's our list of Oprah warning signs we all chose to ignore. Starting off, we have the fact that many celebrity guests have spoken out about how they were mistreated by Oprah. Oprah interviewed actress Monique's brother, Gerald, who mistreated her growing up. Monique, in a since-deleted Periscope video, claimed she gave Oprah her blessing to conduct the interview, but was shocked and horrified when Oprah had her and Gerald's parents in her show's audience for the piece. In May 2010, a source told Radar Online, Monique has decided to forgive Oprah and move on, although the interview hurt her to her heart. But she's still not forgiven her family, and unfortunately, the grudge can now go to the grave because her parents, Stephen and Alice, are getting older now. She feels that her parents have never fully accepted Gerald's role in what happened.
I would say, Oprah Winfrey, stop hiding behind what you call was negative comments, because what people are beginning to do is see you for who you are.
But later in 2015, Monique claimed powerful people had blackballed her in Hollywood and hinted that Oprah was to blame. "Thank you, Miss Oprah Winfrey," she said during a comedy performance. Now, another star who spoke out was Toni Braxton. She did an interview where she recalled being slammed in a 1998 sit-down with Oprah. "She was so frickin' mean to me. I was in shock," she recounted in a taped statement for the music series Behind the Music. "I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much. She pretty much reprimanded me." Now, as Toni remembers it, Oprah's shaming of her didn't end there. "She made me feel this big," she added. When people are coming out and saying that they had a horrible experience on your show, that's a huge red flag. Now, if that's how celebrities felt, who knows how everyday people were treated. Then Oprah has also promoted and given a platform to fake doctors, including Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil. Oprah made Dr. Oz famous as she made him a regular guest, promoted his books, and endorsed his advice on her show. Now, she even gave him his own TV show through her production company. But it turns out that all he wanted to do was make a quick buck and not actually help people. In 2018, he settled a $5.25 million class action lawsuit related to his boostering of bunk diet pills without admitting fault. Now, according to another provider's review of a sample of Oz's episodes, about 78% of the doctor's statements didn't align with evidence-based medical guidelines. If Oprah didn't give him a platform, then he wouldn't have harmed people like this. Now, the same thing goes for Dr. Phil. He first came on the Oprah Winfrey Show in 1998 and soon began appearing in a regular Tuesday segment to offer relationship and life strategy advice. Now, in 2002, he launched his own syndicated daytime talk show, Dr. Phil, a spin-off of his segments on Oprah's show, which was produced by her Harpo Productions. Now, it turns out Dr. Phil is a phony. While he did once hold a therapist license, he doesn't have one now. He hasn't had one since 2006, and even then, it was in the state of Texas and not the state of California where his show is filmed. But according to Dr. Phil, he doesn't need one. "I retired my license, I don't need a license, I've chosen to pursue a different course and use of my education," he said. Now, his show has been full of lies and he's been seen taking advantage of and manipulating guests. It's just horrible that he has a platform, but again, these two men rose to fame because of being endorsed by Oprah. There's also the fact that Oprah has exploited some of her guests that she's had on her show. In 2004, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olson were guests on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and Mary-Kate had been hounded by the press about her weight at this time, with intense media speculation that the star was suffering from an eating disorder. During the interview, Oprah says, "I know there's been a rumor that has recently surfaced that's really upset you." Now, Mary-Kate and Ashley were both clearly taken aback by the question, and a tense moment of silence followed by Oprah saying, "You know, the one about eating." Now, Mary-Kate was so thrown by the line of questioning, she looked almost on the verge of tears, and Ashley jumped in to rescue her. Yeah, you know, people are going to write what they're going to write, they say. Now, after some awkward back and forth, Oprah asked the Olson twins what dress size they are, and they reacted uncomfortably by saying, "I don't know." Now, it was obvious that the questions about their body was uncomfortable, but Oprah still pushed. When they said they weren't sure, Oprah hit back sarcastically saying, "Oh, you're not sure? That's so interesting." Later that same year that the Oprah interview aired, Mary-Kate checked into a rehab facility to seek treatment for a food-related health disorder. Now, Oprah should be ashamed of asking that, as it probably fueled Mary-Kate's problem, and it was honestly just so gross, and Oprah has never apologized for it. Oprah has also been known to help frauds on her show. Now, it seems like she and her team didn't vet their guests as well as they should have, and that was evident when it came to Charlene Zimmerman in the year 2000. Now, turns out she was a fraud. She claimed to be passing away soon due to cancer, and she was arrested after authorities learned her illness was a fraud scheme. Now, she was charged with second-degree theft after accepting about $10,000 in gifts, including money, food, clothing, and vacations from charities who believed that she was going to pass away from liver cancer. Charity organizations started sending her help shortly after she appeared on Oprah during a 1998 segment about mothers with terminal cancer. At the time, an Oprah spokeswoman confirmed Charlene's appearance on the show, but offered no further comment. Now, investigators said the woman told her family, friends, and national TV audience that she was going to pass away from cancer, and she even shaved her own head and sliced her skin to simulate the effects of chemotherapy and surgery. Police began investigating the woman after donors began asking about her health. She had been terminal for 2 years, Police Chief Larry Phillips told the Post. People were concerned because she didn't look like she had this type of disease. Now, according to Larry, her husband did not know that his wife was faking her illness. She told him she had a terminal illness and it was her dying wish that she'd assumed to handle parts of it privately, Larry said. She told him he didn't have to take off work while she went for chemo, and when he'd come home that night, she'd look and act as if she had chemotherapy treatment. Yikes, this is just not a good look for Oprah or her show. Then there was the book club controversy. Now, if you don't know, Oprah had a book club, and she added James Frey's book, A Million Little Pieces, to the reading list. In October 2005, James appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show to promote his book, which the talk show host had previously said she couldn't put down, calling it a gut-wrenching memoir that is raw and it's so real. Now, when James was promoting this book on talk shows or other media outlets, it was referred to as a memoir, but large parts of the stories were later found to be exaggerated or fabricated, sparking a media controversy. Now, this was discovered after an investigation conducted by the Smoking Gun. They determined that James had actually fictionalized some of the story, so he was caught lying, and the fact that Oprah promoted it again was not a good look. Controversy arose after Oprah initially defended the book, but she later confronted James on her show in January 2006. She began the live program by telling him, "It's difficult for me to talk to you because I feel really duped. But most importantly, I feel that you betrayed millions of readers." Now, James admitted to Oprah that he had altered and embellished details of his story, including the fact that he had been in jail for just several hours, not 87 days, as stated in his book. Now, Oprah also confronted the publisher of A Million Little Pieces, saying her staff had been contacted about possible inaccuracies in the book, only to be told that the publishing company stood by James's story as a work of nonfiction. During the show, the publisher acknowledged that A Million Little Pieces had not been fact-checked. I mean, at least Oprah did her research about the book afterwards, but her helping spread misinformation is truly dangerous, and she hasn't taken a lot of accountability. Well, that's all for our list of Oprah Winfrey warning signs we all chose to ignore. Did we miss any? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. I'm your host, Emily, and we'll see you next time. Peace.